and today I want to share a little bit of my story with you. In August of 2017, I started a weight loss program. The weight issues have been since my mid-20s, coming to terms with abuse and neglect from my childhood. It was emotional padding. And one thing I do have to say about weight loss is until you've dealt with the emotional issues, you're not going to be able to let the pounds go. Don't expect just to go on a diet and drop the weight if you're not willing to deal with the emotional issues that allowed you to put the weight on in the first place. In August of 2017, I weighed 465 pounds. And I was miserable. The quality of my life was non-existent. It's like being in prison carrying that much extra weight. I had worked on my weight off and on for years. I'd been carrying the weight for 25, 30 years. And the turning point was probably just the fact that I did not want this to be the rest of my life. I wanted to get my life back. I also, when my heart was ready and it was time to do the work, the Lord sent me the information I needed to be able to do it. I came across the book. I was introduced to the book called The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. My brother had told me about it, and I just blew him off, but he kept calling and nagging me and telling me I needed to check out this book. So finally, just to shut him up, I got the book off of Amazon. I got the Kindle version and the audio version, and listened to the audio, and it's actually everything. It's like weight loss Bible. It's everything you could want to know about weight loss. He's got plenty of studies to back up everything he's saying. Dr. Jason Fung is a nephrologist, a kidney doctor, and so he deals with quite a bit of diabetic issues, and he had noticed that his diabetic patients were just ballooning, and wanting to know why, he just started researching into it and discovered answers that have been huge and a blessing to so many people. It's definitely a blessing to me. I started I took his suggestions basically, and he's a doctor, he can't help himself. Okay, I'm herby, I don't do drugs, and don't even like vitamins. My kidneys won't take vitamin supplements. He does suggest that you take a vitamin supplement while you're water fasting, which is part of the weight loss program. I tried and I couldn't. So we basically took our superfood and just put it in capsules, and that kept the carbs down because it wasn't being put into juice. But okay, before I began my weight loss program, there was quite a bit of background work that I did, and one of the, I think, biggest helps that I got was when I watched a video from Dr. Tim Jennings. His ministry is comeandreason.com, and there's a video on there where he goes through the aging brain, DNA issues. It's called Modern Medicine, and I personally think it's very poorly titled, but I was so blessed by that video, by his talk, especially on the DNA issues. He explains on that how early abuse, child abuse, even what goes on the mother does when she's carrying the child, how this can actually affect our DNA and damage it. And at the end of his talk, he gave several suggestions on what you can actually do to support your DNA, to actually restore it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try this. I'm not one who likes to take supplements in the way of pressed pills and things like that, But I just decided that I was going to bite the bullet and I was going to try this. His suggestions and things in the past had been so good, I just figured I was going to give it a whirl. So I wrote down a list of the things that he had suggested, and I took the supplements and I went on Amazon and got the supplements and began using them. If you want to see exactly what I did, I posted it to the blog. My blog is daradietz.me, and it's the blog title is Healing Answers for the Mind. And on there I make a list of exactly what I did. I started doing the protocol, and 24 hours, the second day that I took the supplements, it was like a light went on in my brain. Just everything lifted. It was like a lightning of my mind. Just, it's very hard to describe, but things just clarified and lightened, and the stress, the darkness, the blackness that I hadn't even realized had always been there to some degree just kind of began to lift. And I continued with the protocol for probably about a year. And over that time, I would say that my heart and my mind, it really made a difference. I like to think that it made the difference between me sabotaging the good I could do for myself and actually choosing to do it. It's really hard to explain, but I really felt that there was some sort of healing, something that happened at the deep down level from doing that procedure. And it just seemed like when it was time to stop, it was time to stop. And I have not been able to or wanted to go back and continue doing that again since. I haven't wanted to take the supplements or any of those things. It was like a period of time when I did it, and then there was a time when it was time to stop. And it was probably 6-8 months later that I came across the information from Dr. Jason Fung, and had the tools to do the weight loss work that I wanted to do. Since August of 2017, I have lost 230 pounds. I still have a little more I'd like to lose, but I think the big changes that I no longer want to sabotage my life. I don't want the foods, and I don't need the emotional food eating. I am very happy with myself and feel that there's been a healing that has gone on far beyond the weight coming off. The program that I did consisted quite a bit of water fasting, and he explains all this in his book, which I highly suggest you get. It pretty much is everything you could want to know about weight loss and almost about feeding yourself. Very, very good material. In August of 2017, I weighed 465 pounds. By November of 2017, I was down to 355 pounds. I had lost 110 pounds in just 2-3 months that was. And then it was October of 2018 when I was at 264 and had lost 201 pounds by then. And then on into January of this year, 2019, I am currently around 240 pounds. And it's been slower. When I started the program, I was water fasting 3 to 5 days a week. and keeping my carbs around 10 carbs a day on the days that I did eat. And so the weight loss was very rapid. When it seemed to want to stall out, I would do what we call an ELF, a liver flush, and just flush my liver through, and then the weight would just start dropping again. It was just a matter that the liver was getting backed up and needed a little extra help to clear it out. The liver is the vacuum cleaner of your body, and when the vacuum cleaner bag gets full, it starts blowing instead of sucking. And it doesn't do any good. You will just, until it works its way through, you're just not going to do whatever work it is that you're trying to do. So whether you're trying to clear a major disease, drop some weight, whatever you're doing, even pain issues, flushing the liver on a regular basis is very helpful for keeping your program moving forward. So between the water fasting, the low carbs, and the liver flushing, I dropped 200 pounds between August of 2017 and October of 2018. And the first 100 pounds was just from August, the end of August to the end of November. So it moved very quickly, and one of the things that I noticed was that I tightened up very well. I believe the water fasting, not only does it put you in ketosis, but it also supports the body in burning protein, and the body knows what protein to burn. It goes for the excess skin and will burn what needs to be burnt first. If you have it to give, it's going to burn the bad stuff, tighten up the skin, move the inorganic or the excess protein from the brain, which would be where you get dementia, Alzheimer's, and those kind of things, is a clogging up of the brain with excess protein. So water fasting, and it's been part of every religion since the beginning of time, has been the need to water fast at least one day a week. So this is not something new, but it's something that you have to get yourself used to. Since the beginning of this year, and actually even towards the end of 2018, I started adding more food back and doing less and less water fasting. Truthfully, I got tired of it. I wanted to eat again. And so I started adding food back, but only one meal a day. So I'm water fasting like 16, 20 hours a day, and only eating one time a day, which is fine. I'm not hungry beyond that. I am fine with one meal a day. I have my teas and the psyllium husk powder that I use in the morning to keep my bowels comfortable. And then my teas. What I'm drinking here is a weight loss formula, and I like to put a little unsweetened almond milk in it, which has only 1 carb per 8 ounces, so it just adds a little body to it and gives it a little something extra. Okay, one of the things that I didn't do until February of this year, 2019, was I didn't exercise at all. I lost the first 230 pounds with absolutely no exercise. One of the reasons I didn't exercise was because I really didn't want to build the muscle. I wanted just to pretty much melt it off. And 2, I have a bad knee. I had an accident and tore my knee up. And with the extra weight I was carrying, it was just so hard to move around with my knee that I was just, exercising was just so painful, and the weight was moving so well without it, I just decided just to let it be what it was. The other thing that I should probably mention is I have not put anything sweet in my mouth since August of 2017. Dr. Jason Fung explains in his book that make sure anything sweet, the flavor sweet, even sugar substitutes will spike your insulin. And when your insulin is spiked, everything that you eat then goes to fat. And I found this to be absolutely true. Even the sugar, the little bit of sugar that is in the Laure seasoned salt, it's got sugar in it, believe it or not, would cause me to gain weight. Anything, any sweet, whatever, will just, I'll pop up 2 or 3 pounds overnight, which is ridiculous. I went out with a friend to a restaurant and decided I would have a little bit of rice, and it was an Oriental restaurant, and there was I tasted it and I could tell that there was a little bit of sweet in the rice dish that I had ordered, and I figured, well, what the heck, I'll just go ahead and deal with it, and I'll just water fast for a couple days and get rid of it. I popped up 8 pounds overnight. 8 pounds from just having a little bit of sugar with my dinner. And it was ridiculous, and I will not ever do that again. Sugar is just poison. Even at this point, honey, maple syrup, those things which are healthy and are not bad are out, because I do not want any insulin spiking at all. I want to keep my insulin very level, very straight, so that the weight can just come off and I can stay in ketosis and burn the weight off, burn my own weight. I started exercising in February of this year, and I got back on my treadmill, and it was very frustrating in the beginning because I was actually gaining weight. I would have 0 carb days when I ate nothing that had any carbs in it, or water fasted, and I would not lose, I would actually gain. And it all comes down to the fact that muscle weighs twice as much as fat, and what I was doing was I was building muscle where I had none. And since I had no muscle, I didn't really have anything to burn anything. So even though I was exercising and burning what I would hope to be calories, it wasn't doing me any good in the beginning, because I was building muscle. And it is now, what are we, in the middle of May? And I am just beginning now to have the effects of when I exercised, feeling that I can eat a few extra carbs, that I'm up to, on some days I might do 20 or 30 carbs a day on my one meal, and I've even gotten up to 50 and not gained anything, not had any issues with that for the next day. So the exercising is finally working. I did 40 minutes on the treadmill this morning, and that is the average for days. Sometimes I'll get on twice a day and do that. I wear a pedometer, and my pedometer right now is just at 6,000 steps that I've done, a little over 6,000 steps so far today, and it's around 4 o'clock. So my steps are up. Before I lost any weight, I was lucky to get to 1,000 steps a day some days. It was just so hard to move, and it has gotten so much easier, and it is just wonderful to be free, to be able to move and do and go and not be in pain all the time. That was so hard. There was so much pain carrying that much weight. Since losing this weight, a lot of people, women and men, have come and have been asking me what I've done and wanting to understand how it was that I was able to lose this weight and to lose it so quickly. I think it's all a matter that you have to do the emotional work. You have to want it, to really want this. It has not been, it's been every day that I've had to choose that this was what I was going to do. Nothing has been easy. Every single day I have had to choose that I was going to continue to do this. And as the time has gone by and as the years now have gone by, the choice has become easier. It has become more what I want to do, and the choice to do it is not so much of a struggle. I'm sharing my story today to encourage those who are doing this type of work also, and to hopefully show that it can be done, and that if you really want it bad enough, you can do this. Anyone who would like more details on what I've done, feel free to email me. My email is DaraDietz@healmarketplace.com, and I'll be happy to answer and to provide you with more details. You'll also find a good deal of details on this journey at my blog, daradietz.me, and I have quite a few postings there that I've done in the last 2 or 3 years on weight loss and on this part of my journey, along with pictures and everything else. So enjoy, and do let me know. Subscribe if you like these videos. I enjoy doing them, and I just want to know that others like them. Thank you.